Right now, let's go to Michael Shoesmith. Are you there?
I am. Hey, listen, you probably heard these words before, right? To steal, kill, and destroy.
Yeah, comes straight out of the Scriptures, John 10:10.
Yeah, that's right. Those are the words spoken by Jesus, right? When giving a synopsis of Satan's self-given assignment on this earth.
Right.
He referred to the entity as the thief.
Right.
He says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal, kill, and destroy, right?
Right.
I am come, Jesus said, that they might have life.
Right.
These are important words, folks, that they might have life, and they might have it more abundantly. Thievery through deception, that was the very first activity of the devil, right, on the earth, as far as we know. I mean, he stole the right of Adam to rule the planet, right, alongside his helpmate Eve. And since then, Satan has been what the Apostle Paul called the god of this world, right, which Jesus referred to as the prince of this world, to steal, kill, and destroy. That is his modus operandi, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ppsimmons, and I said all that to say this, because it is very apparent to me, and should be to everyone else, that the Democrat Party is now fully invested in being not becoming, but is now fully invested in the activity of being the party of Satan. And I've heard other people say this. I came to this conclusion independently, but others are seeing this too, because now, Ppsimmons, we're on the Obama email list, right? You guys know that Ppsimmons, we fell on the sword a few years ago and put ourselves on the Obama email list, right?
Right.
And we received another email from Medusa this week on the 14th.
Oh, really?
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, she's the chair
Medusa.
of the Democratic National Committee.
Right. Tell us about it.
Yeah, she's upset that the Supreme Court saw fit to enforce the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, a 1993 United States federal law aimed at preventing laws that substantially burden a person's free exercise of religion.
Right.
The bill was introduced in March of '93. The bill was passed by a unanimous House and a near-unanimous U.S. Senate, and it was signed by Democrat President Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And the email from Medusa reads, "Friend." She's calling me her friend, Carl.
Right. She obviously doesn't know who you are.
I've got a very important question. She's got a very important question for us, Carl. She says, "Are you ready to fight just as hard for women's rights as conservatives seem to be fighting against them?" Well, listen. Women's rights, we need to get Dr. Bill Lyle to send Medusa an email and point out the facts of life to her, how much harm abortion and certain contraceptives are causing women.
That's like at the old illustration, a building's burning down, you and I are screaming fire, and the women in the building are saying, "How dare you tell me what to do?" Right. We love you. We love you. We're trying to tell you abortion will destroy. Yeah, but go ahead.
Well, and the Supreme Court, so she says the Supreme Court's decision in the Hobby Lobby case was a big setback for women's health care. But that isn't the end of the debate. So she's trying to tell us all that they're going after this now. They're not finished with this. The Supreme Court is not the end of it, according to them. She says, we can mend the damage.
Right.
If we act now. And she says, as I send this, Democrats have introduced a piece of legislation to negate,
right.
That's an important word, the Supreme Court's ruling. So the Democrats are now set out to negate the Supreme Court's ruling and provide American women who work at for-profit companies with fair and equal access to coverage, but it won't get passed without your help, yada, yada, yada. So they're asking for money, and they're asking for this, they're asking for that. And somebody needs to point out to her, by the way, that also that the Religious Freedom Restoration Act was passed virtually unanimously and signed by a Democrat president. So she's trying to negate not only the Supreme Court, but her own party.
Right.
But we digress here. But the bill to which Medusa, who, by the way, Medusa was a soul-sucking mythical demon figure.
Yeah.
is referring.
Yeah. No. And she had her hair. Her hair was snakes.
We covered this in the past. Yeah, on a previous show. She has fangs. Real fangs, by the way, and she doesn't make any effort to hide them. Those are her natural teeth. She has fangs, and she dresses like Medusa. She does her hair up like snakes.
Right.
It really is amazing.
I know.
It almost seems like she does actually go out of her way to look like this mythical demon figure. And but the bill, it has no chance of passing. But I want to point you guys' attention to another bill, and this is a big one. This is a bill which is currently, right now, being debated in the Senate, and that is Bill 1696. That is the Women's Health Protection Act of 2013. And they give a sentence. They describe it in one sentence. It is a bill to protect a woman's right to determine whether and when to bear a child or end a pregnancy by limiting restrictions on the provision of abortion services.
Right.
And the official summary on the website is quite lengthy. I'm not going to read it to you. So I wrote a summary of the summary. And here's the summary of the summary. Bill S. 1696 seeks to override all state laws regarding abortion and makes the slaughter of unborn babies universally available whenever a woman and her doctor collude to produce a case for the killing of a baby to protect the health of the mother. In a society saturated with liberalism, the danger of suffering a broken nail during delivery might well qualify in the course of time due to mental and or emotional anguish if the current left-leaning courts are any indication.
And that's the whole,
now listen,
and Mike, that's the whole thing. That's the whole deception about this, unless the health of the mother. Now,
right.
because that can be tweaked. That's so general. It's so nefarious. It can be tweaked to be anything the doctor and the woman wants it to be.
And when when the Supreme, we have some history here to look at, because when the Supreme Court of Canada struck down all the laws governing abortion in that country, in my home country in 1988, they removed all restrictions governing the slaughter of unborn babies. Right. And today, 30% of pregnancies end in death of the child at the hands of the mother and her so-called doctor.
And you guys have no abortion. You guys have no abortion laws whatsoever, right?
None. I mean,
none. Just do whatever you want.
The courts have ruled that as long as the child is still attached to the umbilical cord and the mother kills the child, that's ruled as abortion.
So the child can be all the way out of the mother's womb and laying in the bed next to the mother as long as the umbilical cord is still attached, and they can kill the child in Canada, and that's all okay.
And that was a case heard in Alberta about 5 or 6 years ago, where a young girl, 19 years old, she killed her baby in their parents' basement. She was afraid of what the parents would say. The baby was still attached to the umbilical cord, and the judge ruled it as abortion. Wow. There are no laws governing abortion in Canada, and that's where this bill S-1696 is heading. They want to wipe out all laws governing abortion on the state level and control everything on the federal level, and essentially wiping it all. I have the official summary on the blog here. People can go to the P.P. Simmons blog and read it for themselves. It's quite lengthy. I won't do that to you here.
Yeah, good. Tell folks how to get to the blog and how to get to all. Well, listen, we're going to take a break, so tell folks how to get to all the P.P. Simmons stuff.
ppsimmons at live.com. You can reach me personally, and that email address is monitored 24/7. We have people looking at that all the time. Or just www.ppsimmons.com or ppsimmons on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Join up with us. All this stuff is we're covering this. We have streaming stuff going there all day long. We're covering everything you need to know about what's happening in politics and religion.
Right, and folks, let me just remind you, the P.P. Simmons News and Ministry Network is a real network. I mean, there's P.P. Simmons TV, P.P. Simmons Radio, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, blog spots, Freedom Friday is connected to it. I mean, it goes on and on. Books, materials, videos, thousands of videos, a live link for live correspondence with people, prayer requests, ministry, ministerial. People have been led to the Lord by the many dozens have come out of areas of sin, and they write back and give testimony. I mean, it's an amazing news and ministry network. And if you want to see kind of all the stuff that it's connected to, go to www.ppsimmons. You got to put the 3 W's in, and it'll take you right there. Or if you can't remember that, of course, just carlgallups.com and click on the link that says P.P. Simmons. But anyway, Mike, I tell you what, let's take a quick time out. We'll come back with more from you, okay?
Let's do it.